It was a beautiful spring Saturday here in the Northeast. So what did I do? I went out and hunted for some comic books. Let's take a look at what I brought home on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, comic book community. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. A reminder, just if you enjoy the content on this channel, subscribe, like, comment. All those things are great. Also, if you want to follow us, we're on Instagram, Bronzeville_comics. We're on Whatnot, Bronzeville_comics. I'm going to be doing pretty much weekly Whatnot sales at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Mondays. So I'll be coming my third Whatnot sale this coming Monday. And I'm also on eBay. I have an eBay store, and I just listed a bunch of some pretty cool Silver Age books on there. And there'll be a lot more coming as I actually get myself organized. So I looked around at what was going on in terms of garage sales and flea markets in the area, and woke up early on a Saturday morning and headed out. So I went to New Jersey. I had scoped out a couple of potential garage sales, and I found one that had pictures of comic books in the thing, and I thought it looked promising and thought there might be more than meets the eye. There's pretty much what meets the eye was there, but and the books were priced, but I got some good stuff I thought at a good deal. So the guy running the garage sale was a collector, knew what he had priced it, but also priced it pretty well below fair market value, I thought. So I picked up some pretty good stuff. He had a priced box and a was it $3 for $5 box. So I picked up half a dozen books in the $3 for $5 box. I got this. This is a second print of Immortal Hulk #1, which is a hugely popular title right now. That's not worth a lot. I did get Excalibur #1. I figured this is a little bit of spec, and it is a newsstand. I think at some point we're going to see some iteration of these characters in the MCU. Another one is Quasar #1. Pretty sure we're going to see Quasar in some form coming into the MCU. Not sure if it'll be this particular version of Quasar, but I mean, we've already potentially seen Quantum Bands in the Ms. Marvel trailer. I picked up this. This is not in the greatest of condition. It's a Marvel Tales book with these later Marvel Tales books. There are a handful of McFarlane covers that are pretty cool. Marvel Tales, you know, it's always reprints of Spider-Man books. Some of them do have value. I picked up this issue of Zatanna Special from, I believe this is, 1987. And I've been kind of picking up some Zatanna stuff, speculating on that a little bit. This is a pretty high copy of Uncanny X-Men 239. This is the first cover appearance and second appearance of Mr. Sinister. People have been kind of speculating that Mr. Sinister will be around since Fox was doing the X-Men movies. Who knows? So those are the $3 for $5 batch. And then there were some price books, and I picked up some pretty cool stuff. New Avengers #1. That was a reasonably good price. This Patrick Gleason. This is the second print, a 1 in 50. And then a third print. And it did have a certificate of authenticity. These two, I might look to getting them slabbed, but I'm not sure if that ship has sailed or not. We all know how the variant game goes. This book, though, I've been picking up this book when I get a chance for a decent price. Green Lantern 25. This is the first appearance of Larfleeze and Atrocitus, I think St. Walker, a bunch of the other alternately colored lanterns, I guess is the best way to describe that. So that's a book I think I'm going to get graded. And then a copy of Hit Monkey #1 of the limited series. And even better than that, and this was the book I saw in the picture, and I did have to pay for this, but I think it's a high-grade copy. And I thought that was a good pickup. And that was the one-shot. First appearance of Hit Monkey. This is a pretty nice copy. I am going to take a closer look at it, but I'm definitely sending this in to get graded. This is not a book you come across every day, even for a pretty modern book. So I thought that was the first stop. And then I went, so I looked, and there was another garage sale that said they had comics about 10, I think it was about 12 minutes away when I went into GPS from the first house I went to. So I said, what the heck, I'm in the area, let me check that out. So they were selling a bunch of stuff, and in the back there was a box of comics, and literally it was the worst box of comics I've ever seen in my life. I don't know who put these comics together. There were multiple copies of just completely random books. There were like, and the copies weren't like, you know, there were like half a dozen copies of some random Cerebus issue that were just interspersed throughout the box. Nothing was bagged. It was in poor condition. Probably the best book in the box was in Nexus #1. And that was not in great condition. And I was tempted to like take it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a pass. I'm not going to get anything here. So then there was another garage sale that said they had comics, and I had seen an ad for it, and I had reached out to them by email earlier in the week. I said, what kind of comics do you have? You know, how many? Kind of get a feeling of what pricing, what era. And they said back, stop by and see. I'm like, you're 45 minutes away from my house. It's, you know, it's not going to stop by. But it turned out that this particular house was maybe about 5 minutes from the Meadowlands Flea Market. So I'm like, I'm going to go to the Meadowlands Flea. I'm going to be in the neighborhood anyway. So I headed on over there, and there were 2 comic books left. I don't even remember what the titles were. I just was like, this is it? Okay, ciao. So a little disappointing on that aspect. I didn't get a major score. You always kind of, you know, hope when you go out hunting that you're going to find that ultimate Fallout 4 for $1 or something. And that's part of the game. That's part of the hunt. Sometimes you find good stuff. So the first house had good stuff, but it wasn't dirt cheap, which you do sometimes get dirt cheap at a garage sale. So then I went to the Meadowlands Flea Market, and I didn't spend too much time walking around and looking at the boxes, except I went to 3 vendors. And when I got there, Streetside Anthony was set up, so I went over there. E-Rod was out there hanging out with him, so just spent most of the time I was at the Meadowlands Flea Market just talking comic books with Anthony and with E-Rod, and we were having a good time. I did go to a couple of the vendors. They were all like in the same row, the 3 main comic vendors at the Meadowlands Flea Market today. So I did pick up this book. I pick up all the time at the right price. It is the first appearance in comics of Dungeons and Dragons. There's an ad in there. I saw that as spec once, and it's, you know, cheap enough. And I've also been picking up anything Miracle Man at the right price. So they had, this was Dolph was the name of the vendor. He had 2, didn't have 1, 3. There we go. And I've noticed I have hopefully improved my lighting here. I bought a ring light, and I think it's better. The problem I have is during the daytime, I have these windows here that I really don't have shades for because they're by the stairs, and there's like 2 stories worth of windows. Anyway, maybe I have to make sure I limit my video to night times. And also Miracle Man 4. So I have I think I might be missing a couple issues from the complete series because the releases as it got later in the run got sporadic. I do have all the Alan Moore issues. Warlock and the Infinity Watch #2 I picked up. This, I think, is the first time the entire Infinity Watch gets together. So, potentially, I mean, we have seen in some form or another every character except Moondragon here in the MCU. So, could they go somewhere in that direction? Maybe. I picked this one up. It's a 72 book. I already have a copy, but I'm thinking there's a potential that this could be an upgrade over the copy I have in my 72 collection, and the price was really good. I also picked up this. This is going in the personal collection. It's the only issue of Madame Xanadu after her run in Doorway to Nightmare. A lot of speculation that Madame Xanadu is going to be in either her own DC property or as part of Justice League Dark. And we did see Madame Xanadu in Swamp Thing TV series that unfortunately ran just one season on DC Universe. That show was prematurely canceled for reasons outside of its own control, budgetary reasons. Then I went to Will, who's often set up there, and he always has some pretty cool books. I picked up this, a really minty copy of the first appearance of Sam Alexander. This is the second one I picked up this week of that. And maybe because I started watching this show with my daughters this week, I picked up a copy of X-Men Adventures #1. We know we're getting a continuation of the series at some point on Disney Plus. And this is really the only book in this series that holds any sort of value. And then I picked up just a few books from Anthony. I was trying to, slow down a little bit. A couple of spec books. Werewolf by Night #1. First Jake Gomez. And we know Werewolf by Night is coming. And since the actor who's been cast is of Hispanic background, it's much more likely that he's playing Jake Gomez than Jack Russell. My theory is that Mark Spector had been hired as a mercenary to take care of Jack Russell in the past, and maybe we'll weave that in together. Who knows? I also picked up this really minty copy of Spider-Woman #1. Is Jessica Drew coming to something? Who knows? But then this was the book, and it's funny because I picked this book up, and Anthony said, when I got that book, I thought that you might want it. And I've been looking for this book for over a year. And it is Wonder Woman 204, the first appearance of Nubia. Mid-grade copy, but one that I'm really happy to get. And again, I'm all about the DC keys. This is actually a 1973 book, February of 73. So it's out of the wheelhouse where I'm collecting books. And but I really wanted this book, and I'm not sure where we're going to see Nubia again. We've seen her in the comic books. There was kind of a vague reference to her as a character in Wonder Woman 1984. And so I think I've wanted that book for a while. Great price. I was really happy to get that. So that was how I spent my Saturday morning. Again, it was a beautiful day out, and more than just picking up some books, just talking comics. And that's part of the community. You have these people that you establish friendships with, and you have this common interest that you can all kind of meet together talking about. And with Anthony and Erod, we're all like the same generation, so we all have similar backgrounds in terms of what we read as kids and what we remember in terms of the history of comics. So always fun to catch up with them. Again, tomorrow night, Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to be doing a Whatnot sale. And might have some other special news lined up for later in the week. You're going to have to stay tuned. I think what I'm going to do with the Whatnot sale is I'm also going to live stream it on YouTube just to, maybe attract more people over to Whatnot, trying to build up that following. When I buy on Whatnot, and you notice there are two types of buyers: the people whose books like go for crazy expensive amount of money for like a random book, and the people who, you know, put like a really nice book up there and it goes for much less than fair market value. So right now I'm the latter. I'd like to be the former. So let me know what you think about what I picked up here. Maybe not this week, but maybe next week. Some of this could be available on Whatnot. Yeah, maybe a couple of these will be available on Whatnot. Just as I'm trying to move some stuff. So take a look at a couple of other videos here. I think it's on this side. I can make it on this side, whatever. And then ready for a huge week because, you know, not only you got the Whatnot sale, maybe have some other special news in store. We have the finale of Moon Knight. That's going to be on this channel with Joe from 360 Comics. And check out his channel. I talked to him today. He did better than I in the yard sale game today down in his area. So there's going to be some cool videos that he's got coming out soon. We're going to be on my channel on Wednesday night at 10 o'clock talking about the Moon Knight finale. There are going to be giveaways, Moon Knight related giveaways. And maybe I'll talk about them on the Whatnot video tomorrow, and definitely we'll talk about them on Tuesday, my Tuesday video. And then Thursday night, have my tickets to see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I am so looking forward to that movie. That should be an absolute blast. And it's just going to be a great comic book week. So this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.